finally, folks, big merger. Big old merger. Vodafone and Three are now the one. And will it mean higher prices, I wonder, for customers of either network after regulators have given them the green light for a huge, we think it's the biggest merger of its type actually thus far. With his thoughts, of course, we're joined on the line today by the Professor of Cybersecurity at Ulster University at Magee. That's Professor Kevin Curran. Kevin, thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Mark.
It's Kevin, it's not just, again, we just had a problem there with Cara Hunter. Go as close as you can to your best signal, Kevin. Kevin, it's a massive deal firstly. 16.5 billion of a tie-up?
It is. It will become the largest mobile operator in the UK, and they will own 26,000 sites. Again, so the Competition and Markets Authority said that they must commit, obviously, or that they actually have to commit to upgrading 5G coverage. And of course, offer short-term customer protections against price rises again, because that's the worry that we have less competition because we have the four main mobile operators again in the UK: O2, EE, Three and Vodafone. But now there's only going to be three. So again, that's the worry that the price increases will happen. But actually, by them coming together, actually, that they can reduce costs, and of course that's what they say. But there is a worry in case our mobile bills go up higher than we expect.
Well, you can sell more chips if you have more chip shops, but that was the regulator's concern, I believe, Kevin. The Competition and Markets Authority had basically said, look, that this will give them the freedom or more clout to put people's bills up. Who do you believe?
It's funny, yeah. The Unite Union came along and said that our bills will increase by £300 a year.
Right.
So, and then Vodafone and Three, of course, have come along and said that they actually will reduce by £15. Again, so I actually believe that they can, because what we have here is economies of scale. Because what you're having now is you're sharing that the two mobile operators have come together. They're sharing the mass, they're sharing the infrastructure. They're able to, offer, achieve scale efficiencies really. So they actually can. In a case like this, it does make sense for mobile operators to merge together. The worry, of course, is again because it happened before with in the UK where there was Orange again merged when the EE was developed again, and there was up to just below 2,000 job losses within the companies again. Because of course, if because again you've got a merger there, and the two companies already will have the same type of offices overlapping again. So there always is generally redundancies when a merger happens again. But hopefully the customers that we do see reduced mobile prices again, because of course that they are increasing and our broadband's increasing again each year again. So these have become something that we must have.
Kevin, the modelling's interesting, because I've heard politicians argue that great broadband should be, that the state should be all over it, that it should be as free as running water. I know some people pay for their water, but they're saying Vodafone's chief executive Margherita Della Valle has told our colleagues on Radio 4 that it would be self-funded. Is there a balancing point in there? Because at the end of the day, they're not St Vincent de Paul's. They're not in this for the good of it.
Exactly. The government do step in to some degree. The Shared Rural Network Scheme was a £1 billion scheme from the British government again. So, and again, that was to increase 5G, 4G, in the UK. And actually, the report was released a few months ago again, and 4G did increase in Northern Ireland from 75% to 85% again. Of course, 5G is very bad in the north, a part outside of Belfast, really. And of course, 5G in the UK is very poor. We're lagging behind our European counterparts again, and even Europe's lagging behind China and India and in North America even. So we have to do something about because it's so crucial to our infrastructure, to our businesses again. So, but again, so anything that goes in and improves 5G coverage again, which they say that they will do here, and that they have to invest into it. So that would be welcome.
Kevin, I know you're a west of Ireland man. Just in terms of your own story, which is not scientific in any sense, that when you cross the border or head back home out to the west of Connacht, which it's not typically and historically the most connected of a place, does the 5G just come flashing on in the Republic? We're hearing that's the case for an awful lot of people in delivery driving, for example, the minute they go to Burnfoot or Bridgend, the 5G kicks in. Do you notice that personally in your professional life?
To some degree, definitely. But again, of course, I'm on the motorway mostly to Dublin again, and there's a lot of cell coverage there because of whatever else. But I do know when I go to Uptoard in Galway again, we're in the mountains really again, that the coverage is not great. But of course, that's down to scale really. There's only a few houses there really. So the operators will always is always in correlation with how many people or how much traffic on a particular part of the road as well. So.
Well, we'll see what happens with the prices. All importantly, Kevin, thank you for that. The Professor for Cyber Security at the Ulster University. That's Professor Kevin Curran.